Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Missy. I have another layout to share with you today, and this one's for the Cut Shop, and I'm using two different cut files. This one's called Picture Perfect, and I'm using the lower right-hand corner, the circle, or it's an oval, with a heart at the bottom, and I paired it with this Let's Do Summer cut file, and you'll see which ones I used as I go. So I'm using this cute, silly, funny, adorable picture of Paige from a few years ago in the pool. And that's the cut file. It's part of that Picture Perfect. It's a set of frames. And when you get the cut file, this one is more of an oval shape, but I wanted to enlarge it and make it a circle. So I just kind of stretched it out and reshaped it in the Silhouette software and then cut it in more of a circle shape. And I'm going to do a little bit of backing of the open spots. But before I do that, I'm taking two different colors of my old acrylic paint, and you can get that stuff at Walmart, Michael's, a craft store, and they're pretty cheap. And so I'm trying to match the color of the pool water in that picture. So I'm just mixing a light blue and a little bit of a darker one, and using a cheap foam brush, and that's a pretty good match. So I'm just going to go around the page on the circle where I traced in pencil. And this paint covers it up, so you're not going to be able to see it. And I want it to look kind of messy and splotchy, you know, kind of resembling water. And I don't even know how I came up with this idea. I guess the circle inspired me. I don't know. It just sort of hit me. I haven't used my acrylic paints in a while, so I pulled them off my shelf and thought I'd give this a go. So add a little bit of water to the paint, and I just make it a little bit more watery, and I want to add some splatters. And if you've never done this with acrylic paint, it's really, really cool because it's very, you know, sometimes when you do this with mist or color shine or something, it dries a lot lighter. Well, with acrylic paint splatters, it dries exactly the color as is. And I really like that. So it's very bold splatters. And it probably depends on how much water you have. But see, it's fully dry there, and you can see that they're very well pigmented. And so that's the look I was going for right there. I really like how that turned out. I was going to layer that cut file on top of the messy circle. Now I'm using the, what's it called? It's the New Simple Stories. Oh goodness. Summer Vibes. I forgot what I was going to say there for a second. It is so pretty. I don't know if you got your hands on this collection yet, but oh my goodness. The colors are so dreamy and so just, oh, so pretty. I could rave and rave and rave for hours about this collection, but I won't because I'm sure you agree because it's so pretty. So I'm just taking some of the Project Life cards, well, whatever you want to call them, the 4x6 cards, that come in the collection, and I'm just using little tiny bits and pieces of them to back some of these open shapes in the cut file. And I'm going to do it to most of them, and I'm not going to film every single one because I'm just tracing the shape, cutting it out, and gluing it down. So that's something that you've probably seen a ton of people do. You've probably done that yourself if you use die cuts. So, and I just wanted to be kind of subtle pieces peeking through those little holes, and there you can see I've got some orange, pinks, yellows, and some of the light wood grain. And I love how this matched the picture. I was, you know, sometimes you make a page and you think, oh, this will look great, and then you get it halfway done and it just doesn't match what you're going for. And this one came together for me pretty quickly. It just, everything matched and flowed, and I don't know, it was just one of those quick layouts. For me, it was pretty quick. So I've got a piece of the wood grain paper, and I'm just going to fold up and crunch up some tissue paper to add under my picture there for some layering. And that's an easy, cheap way to add dimension and layers underneath your picture, is just to use some tissue paper. And it's really fun when you get different color tissue paper. Just, you know, takes the place of pattern paper, and it adds a different element of texture and just a fun kind of messy look there. That's another 4x6 card. And I really didn't use a lot of pattern paper on this at all. Very minimal. So I'm going to stick down the circle here, or the frame, I guess you would say, because technically it is a frame. And I like how that paint is peeking through the back of it, or behind it. I was Very, very pleased with how that turned out. And I did some stitching. I just used white thread and I stitched around each circle there. It's hard to see here, but it's just white thread. So now I'm going to come in with some yellow thread because I want to add a little bit more pops of yellow and a little bit of light pink. Yeah, the colors in this line are just so soft and pretty, but they're not pastel. You know, sometimes pastels look, you know, they remind me of Easter and springtime. These are pastels. I don't know, they just have a different vibe to them. The tones and the hues are just a little bit different, but they're still light and airy and just dreamy. I don't know, I just think of the word dreamy when I think of this collection. The colors are just so pretty. There I go again, gushing about this collection. Let's move on. Anyway, so I'm sticking that down, and that's the other part of the cut file that I'm using, the summer one. And I just cut out Summer Lovin' on 2 different pieces of paper, and it's paper from the 6x6 paper pad. I cut one in the pink and one in the orange, and I love the contrast of those 2 colors against the blue in the picture, because there is so much blue going on in the picture. I love scrapping pool pictures. You probably know that. I think I could just scrap summer pool pictures forever and be perfectly happy with it. I just always love the colors, and it's just my thing. I don't know, I enjoy it. So now I'm just going to play with some of the embellishments, and I love those little balloons and that camera. I glued a cloud down, or not down, up above the picture, and that little scalloped border on top of the picture. And these are all from the die cut ephemera pack from the Simple Stories line. And I have to dot my I. Make sure you got the I dotted. Sticker sheet, just adding a few little hearts here onto the picture. And then from the alpha sheet, there's always, Simple Stories always is very good about having little sentiments and words and phrases. And I just went through and picked a few to add here and there. I didn't want to cover up that open heart down at the bottom because I like the way the blue's showing through, so I don't leave all those stickers there. I add a little heart instead because I like the pop of blue. This is another thing I love about Simple Stories lately is these clear stickers. They come in white, and I think it's more of like a brownish wood color this time, and then that sheet, which is light colors, and you can still see through them a little bit. Just very fun to play with. Very pretty. And I just stick a few here and there. It's a little pink arrow. Stick that little red heart on the picture. And then this is a little collection of confetti dots, and I thought that was really cute. I wish there was a couple more of those. So once I stuck that there on the left, I decided that, you know, I wanted to add a couple more. And if you look on, I believe it's the sticker sheet, which I'll get to in just a second, there are a lot of little confetti dots. The brads are awesome because they're flat, sticky back, and that's just a silver gel pen, and I kind of lightly traced over. And here's the big sticker sheet, and add another little yellow heart down at the bottom just for another pop of yellow. And then if you look, well, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a bunch of little just random circle confetti stickers. So I pull a lot of those off and just scatter them around the outside of the frame just for extra little pops of color. This was a fun layout to put together. I really enjoyed it. It was one of those where I didn't really know, you know, what I was surfing through all of the cut files in the cut shop and thinking, which one do I want to use next? And I don't know, that frame just jumped out at me, and once I got my idea, I just went for it, and I love how it turned out. And I do add a little bit of journaling over here on the right because I wasn't quite sure where to put it, but I wanted to add a little bit, so I just add it there underneath the picture. And if you have acrylic paints, you should definitely pull them out and get a foam brush and just do some doodling like this. It was kind of fun and messy, but yet it's covered up and you only see little parts of it. I love how that turned out. It was fun and easy, and I really enjoyed this. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and visit thecutshop.blogspot.com if you want to see more inspiration using Ashley's cut files. And thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks, and have a great day.